It's Christmas Eve on 2012. I think it's the 24th anyway. Let me see. Yeah, Monday, 4:49 p.m. Pretty sure it's. I'll just double check that. I was doing a vlog at November or December 24, 2012. I don't really do Christmas, but I kind of understand it. I mean, or the whole stuff people go through. You know, I kind of. They say a lot around recovery and just philosophy and stuff. Recovery, a lot, it seems. You know, people. I'm one of those people that always felt like it was looking in from the outside, never sort of part of. I always heard that, and I thought, well, that's not true, you know. But lately, I've been alone a lot, a lot. I like it that way, but. And I also felt like that other thing they say, not good enough. Now I understand that. I have had a lot of time to think about it. It's I'll get back to that. The freaking president of Europe wants me to clean this plate. I just put all that on the table. It wasn't as bad. And I kind of get that. See, I just moved. I'm going to throw all that away. Everything must go, people. Just making sure nobody was like checking me out, talking to myself, you know, even more than usual. But you know, it was all him. Basically, he came by with a big official letter, and the thing is, he's too lazy to weed eat around all this shit, and it normally doesn't look this isn't this much of an eyesore, but it's kind of should be kept clean. But anyway, he was like, well, the management wants you to clean up. It was all him. He's the one who reported me. He's the one who, anyway, I'll get it cleaned up. Still $400 a month to, you know, they're not going to give up that to park here. And then to talk about the ripoff, this is like a trailer place or park or whatever. I don't know, when I came here I was pretty strung out. I don't exactly remember. I was drunk and strung out, literally. I never did drink and drive. That's a good thing about this. Lock the doors. And you can still be arrested, but I'd lock them and they'd have to pry them open to get me out looking for an arrest. You know, I never drove it drunk. But, yeah, looking in from the outside and then not feeling good enough. You know, those are sort of issues of comparison and stuff. Oh, some bastard came by. I know exactly who it was too. It only took about, I'm not going to say too much about it. Somebody came by and passed out a shitload of thumbs down from, gave me like 13 or 20 thumbs down all in a couple of minutes, and I just happened to be looking. And it's super easy to track that kind of thing down. And it turned out it was as it was with last time. When something's like that, I don't really give a shit anymore, but I wanted to know. And it's real easy to find out. They're all from just comparing publicly available information in spreadsheets, and it always comes down to one. But it was somebody I knew, and a person, which reminded me, and I don't give a shit anymore. You know what? If you put your stuff in front of enough people, you'll get plenty of thumbs up if it's good enough. And I just happen to be monitoring that. And anyway, he's actually still a guy I kind of like and a friend, so I'm going to consider it a drinking incident, you know. But yeah, it never helps. But where am I at? 4. That reminded me of you know, living away from people. I guess this is kind of getting to be a grapes of wrath looking situation. Grapes of wrath. But, you know, it just reminded me how much I really enjoy other people to a degree. I need a lot of time alone, you know, and maybe I'll go over here where I don't have to hold this damn thing. And it's Christmas, which is sort of about other people and your relationships with them and such. Don't give me a bunch of shit today, camera. Oh man. But like I said, I'm sort of making these for. I've said it before. I think I had a failed vlog earlier. I'm making these sort of for my son and daughter when he gets old enough to want to know who I am, and when she stops being so very 20 that she wants to know something about me. So yeah, but with other people, it's hard. I mean, oh, the guy thumbs down. Yeah, it was somebody kind of as a friend, and I really, like I said, I'll look at it as a drinking incident, which I'm pretty sure it was. I was able to sort of track that down too, and I wasn't even trying. All this information just came up, and I was like, oh, okay, he was fucked up and interneting and whatever. But it just reminded me of how people do you in life, and how that in your life you can kind of, just talking about my own thing here, not trying to pass out any advice or anything, but you can kind of when you bring other people around, you're also sort of committing to compromise in a way, unless you're sort of committed to constantly making and setting new boundaries. And that's tough. That's always tough stuff, because the human condition is one where one day you feel really strong and good and powerful and centered, and you're able to go, no, don't ever do that, thanks, but okay, come here, no, this is not acceptable, that, like that. And then other days it's like people verbally or assault you. Anytime anybody ever physically assaulted me, it did not turn out well for them. I was able to respond to that instantly, but from a lot of training when I was younger and shit. But verbally, it's sort of the stuff people come up with, and like the haters and shit. Not that I really don't give a shit anymore, but I'm curious about the angles that they come in with, But being around other people and the holidays and stuff, it's tough, You sort of, as I said, you sort of, whenever you're going to be around other people, you're like, yes, I will benefit from this sort of relationship and the friendship and so on. But the downside is you have to make certain compromises, and it's really hard to be absolutely uncompromising with other people around in your work. Or now that I'm working completely alone, I can be uncompromising, if I just would be, which I am a lot. Sometimes I'm like, the compromise is it's not the best I can do. It's like, this is all I'm willing to do on this song or whatever. But anyway, that's tough. It just reminds me of I was thinking about dealing with other people and stuff, and being blindsided. That's when you're not ready, and somebody just totally and out of the blue for no reason verbally assaults you. Or usually and one of the things there is I have certain stock answers that I may not even really be responding to the situation or the exact thing. It's just a situation, and I'll, I have stock things I will say. I've learned that, so I don't have to think of anything. But like stuff like, hey, first off, don't talk to me that way, and second, about stuff like that. Like the freaking Terminator. Sometimes I feel like my responses go everything from, if you look at that movie, it says, hey buddy, you got a dead cat in there, and he's like, he can pick answers that are more and more rude and vicious, and the last one is fuck you, asshole. And that shows you about the Terminator's personality. He goes straight to fuck you, asshole. And those are tough things, but being human, yeah, it ain't no cup of tea. Um, I am super glad that I have met some of the people on the internet, and that's what made me, friends and stuff, and think of that was that, all my life I've sort of realized, like, I've been surrounded, like, this guy giving me all the thumbs down. It's like it made me realize all my life I've been surrounded with people who kinda, sorta were friends, but were also saw themselves as competitors, and I came up with a theorem in my life. It's like, look, if you're going to have people around, they're going to do crazy, wild, random shit, and they're going to fuck you over occasionally. Whenever I'd meet anybody, I'd like be, oh, she's great, or he's cool, but it'd be like, and I'd just forgive them up top, I'd be like, well, and it's always true. I mean, I know you could say, oh, that's defeatist or negative. No, it's just true. It's like, they're bound to fuck you over at some point. And, but now it's not even that I would like to be, or have other people around and stuff, and it's not convenient at all now. But also, it's the kind of thing where I think even if I could a lot, I would choose more carefully. That's been something I've talked about. I've made some really shitty choices in women and wives and stuff, and friends. But it's the kind of thing where now I'm sort of older and I'm less compromising, and that's okay. I'm less willing to have people around who are not even because I care. It's funny. It's like with the haters and shit, the thumbs down or whatever. I really, really can honestly say I don't give a shit anymore. But I just don't need the hassle of a random someone in my life, whether it's on the internet. That's what's worse about the haters. It's a blind side. It's a random thing. I haven't had one in a few weeks, except the thumbs. No fuck you to go with it. Dude, you missed, nice try. But, it's, I think it's, what I'm saying is, I just am less and less willing to become engaged with other people from a point of logic, because it's like, what, I could be friends with this guy, but eventually he's going to fuck me over, and I don't even care. This girl's going to eventually fuck me over, and that's the way it is. That's okay. People make mistakes. But in my mind, I'm just thinking, what, I don't need the fucking hassle. You get to a certain age, I think, and you just go, yeah, that could be a fun relationship, but eventually it's going to just cause me problems and annoyances. And mainly, I've arranged my life to just be, I'm not well, and really have not been well in the last few weeks. And it's like, it's not that I even care either way. It's just that I'm going like, I just don't need the annoyance of this particular relationship. And I think after you get to know people over time, you can kind of predict that annoyance factor will predict the ones who will be sort of a nuisance and get rid of them. I mean, it's like that with that, I was going to say Asian, but there was an Italian girl that followed me for a while, and really close, and I would shoot one-liners back and forth with her. And it was fun, and then it became, as I said, be like personal attacks. And, I didn't even care either way. I mean, I'm smart enough to know it's like, I'll never meet this girl, and it's a waste of time. And she had all kinds of issues and began to sort of try to pull me into her thing a lot, and that was one of many, actually. There's a lot of chicks that follow me and kind of come in and out, and I'm, a lot of guys too. I actually prefer the guys. They seem to be more balanced, but right, I just got blocked by like 40 chicks, but I never really, I don't pay too much attention to that, because it's just so not going to happen. It's so illogical. It's just so not even in the realm of possibility, and my mind's not even there on that kind of thing. So it's kind of neat to just be of an age and of a certain something where you can just go, hey, you know what, this is just foolishness. It's bullshit. I think as you get older, I'll be 50 next year. It's like your tolerance for bullshit drops. It's like I tried to reconnect with my daughter, and it just turned into all this bullshit. dramatic. That's another thing, drama. I just reject drama and bullshit, and anyway, it just turned into this big, dramatic, bullshit-ridden thing of her spewing out vile hate, and I was like, you know what, I don't need this. I'm not going to put up with it. You don't know the truth. You're just going on what you've been told. So, yeah, people, I like people a lot. Contrary to this vlog, I mean, I enjoy them. I get a kick out of them, but it's hard to find people that are sort of mutually respectful and think before they say shit or do shit. It's like that one girl, she started saying and doing shit that was like, obviously that's meant as an attack, and I've never attacked you. What the fuck are you thinking? But people, they do that a lot. I'm real careful with my guy friends and my women friends to not cross that line of like personal attack and stuff. But, I mean, that's stuff you learn. As you grow, I'm happy overall, I'm happy here in this place and this time. And, yeah, it's like Christmas Eve. I mean, mainly I'm sort of trying to leave, like, Hansel and Gretel or some shit, with these vlogs, like putting breadcrumbs through the forest of, like, what happened, what happened to me. And there will come a day, as I said, when both my son and daughter, I think, will look at these and sort of understand more. And I like to think, even in a way, I wish my dad would have made one so I'd known why he was a fucking insane maniac that liked to beat on me, My dad making a vlog, well, I had to kick Harry's fucking 8-year-old ass today because he was just a dickhead. He put his toys in the wrong box, and I kicked the shit out of him, It's like, what was the thinking process when you assaulted me as a child, Dad? Let's get the close-up, Let's get that in super slow-mo. But, I'm cool, he was what he was. It just was what it was, and he didn't mean any harm. He just didn't really know better, and he didn't do touchy-feely, and he didn't know much about that, so, I'm actually making one of my little short deals about my short movies about my relationship with my dad, because even though it was abusive, and that's so often the case in life, the people who abuse us the most, we just worship and gotta have we crave their input, so I've learned not to do that now, though. It's neat. There's not that whole, fuck you, I love you, come back, I hate you, go away, I love this kind of shit going on. It's just like, look, be here or don't be here, but, either way, it's me that says whether I sort of allow you to be part of my life. So, I mean, hey, it's Christmas a lot. I don't have, the other thing was, when you have to be around other people, in business, like, a lot of times, like I said, I will banish people after 3 times of personal attacks that are disrespectful, and they know they're doing it. They're kind of like a kid. You say, don't touch that, and they want to touch it just to see, if they can. That's true. Especially in business, I would just go like, but the problem with business is, in personal relationships, 3 strikes, you're fucking out. I will never deal with you again. You're not a friend. You're out of the Rolodex, out of the club that I go to. It's like, no more, free concerts and limo rides and shit, bitch. I mean, but you can banish people like that, and that's cool, because you're just going to have to set boundaries with them over and over again. But in business, sometimes you're like a boss or something. You have to deal with this fucking asshole all the time. And what I found out was, it's a problem people can have, and I've had, and I don't do it anymore. It's like, when I first meet people, and that's what's neat about these vlogs. I'm not in business. I can be personal. I don't have to be professional all the time. And that's also what's, kind of neat about believing that you're going to die pretty soon. You can pretty much say whatever shit you want, and burn bridges at will. But in business, what I did was, I would sort of, when I would meet somebody, or I would assess them, and I never opened up 100. That's a real mistake, opening up 100% to somebody on the first. There's somebody walking their dog out there. Crazy, sick-looking chihuahua. But I don't open up to anybody. When I was younger, I did. I think when people are younger, when you're younger, you do shit like that. But and a lot of women seem to be worse at it than men, do it more, but I would assess the person, and sort of, they all started at 10, which is like, thank you very much. It was, I'm so pleased as punch to meet you. God bless. Bye bye. No personal anything. And then as they would get closer, I would kind of reveal more personal stuff. Never much, though, really, to be safe. There's people I've had as clients for 20 years when my studio business have no idea of any of the details of my life. So my family didn't. But that's always your right, especially people with psych illnesses and stuff. It's, that's another thing around AA and stuff. They would say, whoa, if you're on medication, and that's usually true, but that's none of their fucking business. That's a separate outside issue from psych meds, or AA is, under the care of a doctor. It's your business. And a lot of times when you say, well, I've been in a psych facility, I have a lot, or stuff like that, people throw it in your face. They use it as, I've had several wives, well, you're the crazy bastard, and I'm like, yeah, but you're the one that I'm supporting that's, driving a car I bought you, living in a house I bought, it's like, who's really crazy here, bitch? Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll ever go back around people again. I like it. I like this. A lot of stuff. I've learned a lot. I guess the main thing is it's taxing to deal with them, and in the holidays, a lot of people, you kind of have to. But anyway, I try to say stuff of value in these, and I sometimes hit the mark, and other times I just don't think so. Right? They'll name it Eric's complete fucking waste of motherfucking bitch ass time vlog. The holidays brought that to mind, and anyway, all that stuff about dealing with other people, and I think maybe it's about a balance of learning how to sort of allow people into your life with a balance. I'm not real good at some things. I am good at balance, other things no. I do obsessively. So, but in all that, I just think it's the best thing to go easy if you're a person who has problems like I've had, pain, depression, alcoholism, addiction, eating disorders, all kinds of shit. I'm better now, but it's best for me not to punish myself and just go, well, yeah, boy, I messed that up, but let me kind of look at that and write about it. Next time I approach that, I'll do it different and not beat myself up like Chris Farley. That time Chris Farley would talk to the movie stars. He was talking to Paul McCartney one time. He was like, what did he say? So you wrote the song yesterday? And McCartney's like, yes I did. And he goes, oh, stupid me. You're asking me stupid questions. Anyway. It's just music, it's just life, fuck it, I try not to make too big of a deal out of shit. That's been key for me, and that's about all I gotta say. I try not to make too much out of anything. Look at this double slit experiment in physics. I've studied it for years. It basically says matter can exist two places simultaneously. It's neat. I was looking at it again this morning, and that energy and matter are the two, I'm ending here, right? The physics ending. They're two versions of the same thing. And it's neat. One ending. Can't do pissed off rapper. People, this holiday. How would that go? People, this holiday vlog is Christmas clear.